What's up, y'all, and welcome back. Today's video is from Artist Wandering. And what's really dope is I was checking our DM conversation, and she has been in my community since 2018. I have a special place in my heart for those that have been following me in my community, been around for so many years. So it's such a blessing. And as I'm looking through your page, Rachel, I'm honored because I've also seen your evolution since we first connected. So thank you, Rachel, for just being here. I want to honor you for sticking around for the last 7 years. Okay, so Artist Wandering, Rachel asked, what do people want to hear from women over 40? Okay, so if you are over 40 and you have a business, if you are over 40 and you want to make money on social media in any capacity, if you are over 40 and you are ready to tell your story and stop hiding, you are going to want to watch and save this entire video. So, first and foremost, there has never been a better time for you to show up on social media and just share Raleigh, raw, Rawly, share raw. So the first thing that you're going to want to share if you are over 40 is unfiltered truths. So much of social media, and I think with Gen Z, they share a very curated depiction of life. And I think there's a time and a place for curated video and hyper edited reels. But I think more than anything, people are wanting raw, unfiltered truths again. So if you're over 40, there is so much story, there is so much nuance, there's so much experience, there are so many journeys that you have not only gone through, but overcome. And people want to hear the raw and the real. So if there's something that you've been fighting against in terms of whether you should share it, whether you're ready to talk about it, whether you feel like you've healed completely from it. And I'm talking like heavy stuff, divorce, trauma, violence, assault. Like there's some deep stuff that many women have overcome, and we kind of carry it close to our heart. And I often say that wherever we carry the most shame, that's the story we're meant to share, because whatever happened to you is not meant to just stop with you. And it's often why I leak my own bad news. Like if there is something really traumatic that happened to me, I want to be the one to share that story so that no one in this world can hold it over my head. Like, oh, I don't know, like make fun of me or try to share my story first. So I think it's a really empowering thing when you can talk about what's happened to you. And from a narrative of like, I'm liberated from this, I'm free from this. I went through this, but I overcame it and I'm still here today, smiling and going for what I want. So, number one, unfiltered truths. And Rachel, I imagine when I think about kind of how you're showing up, so you're sharing a lot of thrifting stuff right now. And I wonder if there is a story behind why you started thrifting or why you currently love piecing things together that didn't come as one package. I feel like there's a common through line in that story there. And second thing that people want to hear if you are over 40 is career pivots. More than anything, people are abandoning like lifestyles, careers, industries that no longer serves them. The corporate ladder has never looked unsexier. Unsexier. Yeah, that's so the corporate ladder is being abandoned left and right. People no longer are trading their freedom for, I don't know, security. I think security was a security was enough to lure people into a 40-year career. Now it's like people rather earn less and have more time to themselves than have a secure paycheck and be trapped in industry, in a career, in an office where there is no upward trajectory, or they have to suffer with daily microaggressions. So I think if you are someone who has thrown your corporate career away, and this is Rachel or anybody over 40 watching this, you have completely walked away from a stable career, you have a doctorate or a very advanced degree, and then you are doing nothing with it. You moved out of your country and you're selling lemons on a corner of a beach in Jamaica. I don't know. random random stories like that are really liberating and freeing to hear from women in their 40s, because so much of society and the media tries to tell us that your life, I don't want to say it ends at 40, but it's like, oh, you will know exactly what the rest of your life is going to look like by 40. Like whatever you're doing in your 40s is going to dictate, the next half of your life. And I think right now, more than ever, we're going to be living till over 100. It's it's exciting and scary to think about, but we're going to be outliving every other generation that came before us. So we're going to have a lot of people living till 110, 120, 150 even. And I don't know if I want that for myself. I want to live a good, healthy life, but there's so much that is allowing us to live longer and fuller lives. So with that said, if you have almost 100 more years ahead of you, imagine how many more lives you can fit into that. So we're no longer subscribing to the idea that we have to stay stuck in one lane doing the same thing until retirement. And for me, I don't know if this is your story, but for me specifically, retirement does not motivate me. I want to retire monthly. I want to retire weekly. I want to feel like at any given moment, I can just take a break because I've earned that right. I am not saving the best memories, experiences, and moments for an arbitrary date, hoping that I'm still alive to be able to even enjoy it. We do not have guaranteed health. We do not have guaranteed anything, for this one day, someday date where we have all the money stacked away in our bank account to finally do all the things that we want. I believe your bucket list should be lived daily. And so, with women over 40 who are making massive career pivots and are traveling the world and are taking solo vacations and doing things for themselves, whether you're partnered or single, like finding a way to romanticize your life, no matter if you're living your happy ending or not. Speaking of happy ending, that leads to the third point. I want to see more women over 40 talking about their happy middles. Everyone loves to sell a story about a happy ending. God forbid your life is not ending. So it is okay to keep writing your story. Don't feel like you have to share, oh, everything worked out or everything looks like this. I want to hear the stories about how you got divorced and found love again. I want to hear the story about how you thought you weren't going to be able to have kids and you decided to adopt. I want to hear the story of how you moved halfway across the world and learned another language. Like these happy middles give people an opportunity to opt in to find out what your happy ending looks like. Some of my favorite creators to follow, especially over 40, over 50, one of them is Miss Kim Hale, sorry, MS Kim Hale. And she is someone who quit her career and in her 50s moved to LA to pursue, sorry, moved to New York to pursue becoming a dancer. And she was just featured in a Sierra commercial. So she has shared so much of her auditions, her rejections, her confusing, messy middles, but she romanticizes her life in a way that makes you just want to root for her. And you would think with her joy and her energy that she's got life figured out. But she will literally start a video with this big smile and like giggly laughter. And you would think she's about to make an announcement, but she's actually talking about another rejection letter. And I'm like, that level of joy, that level of audacity, that level of hope and faith in your future is what more of us want to see. Because it doesn't matter what the outcome of a singular project or audition yields. It's about you getting up every single day and pursuing what you want to do in life. So, happy middles are ways that people who are just discovering you can opt into your story, root for you, and be a part of your journey. So, I hope that helps. And a quick tip for anyone in their 20s who's like, okay, Glow, this video wasn't for me. Are you telling me I should disappear? Because women over 40 are going to take over. What I want to say is for content creators who are younger and you're just trying to find your footing, my biggest piece of advice is to not just develop your voice, but develop a level of consistency that isn't contingent upon people praising your work or sharing your work. I think the hardest journey that people have when they're young is not comparing themselves. and not feeling like they're behind. And so much of my 20s was just going for it and figuring it out. I didn't have an audience. I didn't have anything to fear because I wasn't really, there was no pressure and responsibility. So if you're in your 20s and you don't have an audience yet and you're not sure what to post, this is the time to make mistakes. This is the time to mess up. This is the time to um, not be, I don't know, held down by rules. Nothing really applies to you in your 20s. Like allow yourself to figure things out in public and not be um not take yourself too seriously. Like have fun, okay? So yeah, I hope this is helpful. Thank you so much, Rachel, for asking this question. And for those of you just joining, be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. And if you want me to be your coach for the next 90 days, you can check out the link in the description called mycreativereset.com. It's where I give you one daily task for the next quarter that could help you launch your ideas, make some more money online, and get clear about what you're supposed to be doing. All right, y'all. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.